Yo, Philly 254 living life. Back at it. Man, we have been waiting. And it's finally here, Starfield. So I've been playing it both the Steam Deck and the ROG Ally. This video, I'm just gonna be talking about the Steam Deck. You may hear a mention of the ROG Ally here and there, but it's mainly gonna be about the Steam Deck and my experience playing on the Steam Deck. So I'm gonna tell you straight up. If you had any other way of playing this game other than Steam Deck, play it. I'm just gonna put it like that. Play it on something else that is not a Steam Deck. I would say if you're gonna play it on Steam Deck, it's only because you have no other options, man. And like you really want to take Starfield wherever you go with something. Because Steam Deck is not what that is when it comes to Starfield. And let's be realistic, man. This is not me bashing on the Steam Deck. We all knew the Steam Deck was its whole claim to fame was not about the raw power. It was about the ability to play a lot of your favorite PC games while remote. You know, and with that being said, especially because it was first generation, it had to make some, some concessions on power and whatnot, but it is what it is, make it affordable. But with that being said, and being realistic about it, it can barely play Starfield, man. It can play it, don't get me wrong, it can play it. But if you can see in the top left there, and this is what everything is set as low as possible, by the way. I think I may have made one more change later on in the video, if I remember correctly. But it just looked horrible. It looked worse than it's already looking right now. So I ended up having to revert that change. And I'll show it in a little bit. But this is with everything being set as low as absolutely possible. And you can only get about low 20s as far as frame rate. Actually, this is me right here making some changes right now. I'm kind of checking it out to see if there's anything else I can do to kind of up that frame rate ability, and the one change I did make, it just wasn't, it wasn't worth it. I didn't see the frame rates jump up high, crazy or anything. So it just really wasn't worth it with how bad it looked after I made this change. So I think it was the film grain. Yeah, I turned that film grain all the way off. It was rough. Oh, and speaking of film grain being turned all the way off, it has nothing to do with the segue, but segue into commercial. Real quick commercial interlude. We're talking about Dubby. Now, I'm not real big on energy drinks, but you know what? Real talk, I do sip on some Dubby. This is like, my second tub. And the thing about Dubby, what's cool about it, is you can get your own little shaker. They got a variety of shakers. But what's the biggest cool thing about it is, as the name says, it's jitterless. Meaning, I'm not all over the place. I'm not. I sip it, it's a cool, smooth, energetic feeling. I sip it, I go on my walks in the morning or whatnot, I go on my walks in the afternoon. I feel good throughout the day. I don't have a big old crash. You take one scoop of this stuff, throw it in your little water, your little shaker, shake it up, do your thing, and it's on like Donkey Kong. They got a variety of flavors, tubs or whatnot. They don't cost a lot. And the thing is, if you're not sure of which one you want to get, that's all good, because you can go ahead and order a variety pack, which is exactly what I did at the very beginning. They actually have the variety pack, well, I guess call it a starter pack. They have one where it's just a little four different small little packets. I did the one with the shaker because I wanted the shaker or whatever. Personally, the little Dragon Lemonade is the one that I like. Dragonade, I think it's called. Dragonade is the one I like. Right now, I'm trying out this Dub Sludge. It's alright, it's cool. But Dragonade is the one, that's the winner for me personally, but it's up to you. Try it out. Link in the description. If you don't want to click on the link, whatever, you can just go straight to Dubby. Use the coupon code LivingLife254. Helps out the channel. Appreciate you. Now back to the video. Now, as I was saying, it was rough. I'm gonna just be real with you. Like I said, I could never get it above 25 consistently. Mainly, it was 20 to in the 20s, between 20 and 25, and then especially in the towns, it was getting into the teens. It was rough, which and I predicted this. If you saw my little Boulder Gates video, I mentioned that the Steam Deck had trouble with Boulder's Gate too, and I said it's probably, if it has trouble with Boulder's Gate, it's gonna have trouble with Starfield. And guess what? It's having trouble with Starfield. It is what it is. Like I said, We didn't buy the Steam Deck because it's the most powerful gaming system, handheld gaming system out there. At the time, it was close as far as affordability, you know, money compared to actual gameplay, but it never was really that. It was all about being portable and affordable. And with that being said, yeah, you can play it. We could definitely play it. I played it, like, the footage I recorded for this gameplay, it didn't stop here. I did actually play it quite a bit more after that. And after a while, I was like, man, I just can't do it. This is rough. I jumped on the Ally. The Ally is, you know, the Ally is not, let me make sure it's fully understood. The Ally is not the end all be all. The Ally does not look amazing at all, but it looks better than this. This is just rough, to be real with you. It's just rough. It was just a rough ride. Like I said, frame rate never got above, never got to 30, if I remember correctly. Never got to 30. Can't say it got above 25. It might have, but it never got to straight up 30, if I remember correctly. It was rough. Like right here, you see this combat? We in 16s and stuff. It was rough, man. I mean, it is what it is. I'm not gonna be too upset about it. You know, like I said, if you have any other way of playing it, don't make this your primary way of playing Starfield, because it's gonna be a rough gameplay. It could be better. But if, as far as maybe a little portable way of playing it, yeah, knock yourself out, have fun. It still plays. It just don't expect the best optimal experience. And keep in mind, it automatically sets everything as low as possible. Now, in order for me to possibly get it to play, unless there's some more updates coming in, I had to put it on experimental. FYI. I forgot to say that earlier. I forgot to mention that earlier. But yeah, definitely had to be on experimental for me to get some play. Every now and then, it did a weird issue where it wouldn't launch for a second, and I had to basically exit the game and then reload the game, and it would launch. So it's not completely stable. I know Steam Deck did do an update on Friday, or at least that's when I noticed it. An update on Friday specifically for Starfield, and as I mentioned in my video, it was pretty much well known that, you know, Bethesda was trying to at least allow Starfield to be playable on the Steam Deck, because it had an on-screen keyboard update for it. So I'm assuming as maybe some more Proton updates, hopefully it plays a little better, it's a little more optimized for it. But as it stands right now, it's ugly. It's a rough ride. And I would only say do it if you got no choice. It is what it is, man. Sorry if you liked it. I mean, if you're expecting some optimistic talk, I'm just gonna be real with it. It is what it is. If you like more Steam Deck news, walkthroughs, reviews, lives, like and subscribe. Cruise through the playlist. And I'm out.